Hello, everybody. This is Mandy at Laugh and Grackle, and I wanted to share a reading that I did for a lady named Darlene, and that I had gotten permission, and she sent me, the read because she did the recording for me, and um, I guess I'll go ahead and get started. Have you been really overloaded with stuff?
Yes.
Like you having too much on your plate?
Yes, at times, yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, this one is, you know, letting me know that you've got a lot there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's also talking about that you're in the process of needing to heal.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's not just uh, your body, but it's also your mind.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It's almost like you've been having problems moving on, that you're just kind of, you've had so much going on that you're not able to concentrate.
Yeah. That
That
also makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, this is one of the decks that I haven't. I work with it, but I don't know it as well.
Oh,
So
yeah. Okay.
for some reason, this one just doesn't seem right. I tell you what, instead of this one, I am going to go ahead and pull from my vampires, just
Okay.
because I do know that one a little bit better. Like
Okay.
I said, that's one of my oldest decks, so I know that one a little bit better.
Okay. That's fine.
Give me 1 second.
All right.
This is always my fallback whenever I don't feel like I'm getting the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, let's start this over.
Okay. Okay.
Can I ask if you're a little nervous about things?
I do get nervous about things. Yes. I
Okay,
mean, there are things pretty much on a daily basis that make me nervous.
gotcha. Yeah, I can feel that happening. It's like you're kind of dreading certain things.
Mm.
At least it seems that way anyway.
Uh, I don't know if it's dreading, it's just, like I said, I have a lot to deal with during the day and throughout the week.
Has there been something that you've been a
Uh, I I would say yeah, there are some things. There is some stuff that I tend not to want to deal with or want to think about.
Yeah, it's like you would rather sit there and do anything else in the world besides this.
Yeah,
Is kind of what I'm getting.
right. Well, yeah, that's true.
They're trying to come out. Whoa, okay. There's quite a bit of emotions that are tied to it.
Right. Yeah.
It's like you don't want to deal with it, but it's always there in your mind, that you're almost like obsessed with it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
It's in others. Have you been in an abusive relationship?
True.
You took it because
I'm sorry, did you I
I'm sorry, I tend to talk in the middle of all of them
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm asking questions
Oh, okay.
from the person. I think this is your son, because he
Oh,
said there and just said he was an asshole.
he was an asshole. My son is saying he was an asshole as to the abusive person. or he himself was an asshole?
Because I got the temperance card, which is, you kind of are, you were trying to get a happy medium between everything, but the
Mhm.
scales were always tipped, is
Okay,
what I'm
right.
getting.
Okay.
Uh,
And my son said he was an asshole?
as in your ex, the one that you had this
Yeah,
abusive
that
relationship with.
is that is right on point. And to this day, that is what we refer to him as. When
Okay.
we talk about him, we don't ever mention his actual name. He is
Yeah, everybody knows him as that.
as asshole. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, cause he always took stuff.
Mhm. Yeah. Wow.
The shit that's not his. Yeah,
That is,
sorry.
yeah.
Why am I getting betrayal out of it?
I'm not sure.
Okay,
I
the
felt
reason,
betrayed. Yeah.
yeah, what was that?
I said I felt betrayed.
Did he cheat?
I never really caught him, but I suspected it at times. Yeah. You know.
Okay. Okay. I'll just tell you the cards that I got.
Okay.
I got I got the devil, which is all about uh carnal things,
Mhm.
physical things,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
and that would be under the heading of cheating because you know that is more like addictions. That's why I asked about, that you seem a little obsessed about something.
Mhm.
That's why I said that. Is
Okay.
because, that's one of them that it's like it's there and you just can't seem to let it go.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's what that card's about, as well as, the physical things. Like, you know, being addicted to sex or drugs or anything like that. That is under this heading.
Right.
Now,
That was in our household. Yes.
okay, Prince of Grails. Now, the Grails is all about emotions and uh, how they're affected, how they're dealt with, pretty much. And I'm seeing somebody that is proud, but the only thing that keeps coming to mind is haunted. They're always in their fields,
Mm.
and things are just one big swirl around them. I don't know how else to put that, but and then you have temperance, which is you know them trying to do that, trying to get an even keel, but
Uh-huh.
it's like I said, that the scales were always tipped.
Okay. Hmm.
So that means the emotions. No, kitty cat, you gotta get down. Um, that not having the emotions under control. So that's where those two cards are connected.
Okay.
But I do believe that you know those two are affected by the devil, which is the addiction side.
Okay. I could, yeah, I could see that. I can understand that.
I've got the nine of knives upside down, which this is the reason why I asked about the betrayal. The knives is all about, you know, for the lack of better terms, getting your shit rocked. Yeah, that betrayal comes up. Okay. I also got betrayal of self,
Mhm.
which means, and I'm not seeing it necessarily towards you. I'm seeing this as the other person,
Oh, okay, yeah.
that they couldn't trust themselves to get out of a paper bag.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Is that making any
That
sense?
that makes sense, yeah.
Okay. I keep seeing this swirling action, kind of, lack of better terms, tornado.
Mhm.
It's always going between these four things. And that's why it's kind of, shoom, 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 shoom.
Mhm. Mm.
Because one thing kicks off another thing, which kicks off another thing. And, it was always a perpetual motion. And you never knew, what was going to come up next.
That is 100% true. Yeah.
Okay. And this also had to do with the mind because the kind of like around where my hairline is,
Mhm.
it's kind of whoomp, 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 which usually means they had some other issues with that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true too.
Okay, I love you, Mom.
I love him too.
Sorry, I'm tearing up.
Huh?
I'm tearing up.
Yeah, I am too.
I think he knows what type of situation that he put you guys in, and he's feeling remorse about it.
He shouldn't. He shouldn't because yeah,
Uh,
we knew. We knew.
Now, usually, what, especially people who ended up doing suicide,
Right.
they're just wanting the pain to stop.
Yeah.
They're kind of selfish in that way, but they're not. They didn't mean to hurt you.
Right.
That they're just kind of so overwhelmed with what's going on in their world, they can't see past it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I mean, I completely understand, you know. I
what was
totally
that?
understand. I said I completely understand and I know, you know. I know he was hurting, you know. I mean, but we're not angry with
Did
him.
he have a younger sister, or is that Heather?
He has a younger sister.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a heavy feeling. He's really tore up about how she's handling it because I feel like I've got a rock sitting like at the top of my stomach, like right where my ribs were,
Yeah.
and
She
that's
does.
usually regret.
Right. They were close. They were very close.
They were
Mm,
like two peas in a pod.
definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, he definitely did not mean to hurt you guys at all.
We know that. We do know that.
Uh, Undiagnosed schizophrenia.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
As he got older, you know, I mean, I noticed it. Yeah, I tried to sort of kind of think about when uh things changed with him and as he got into adulthood.
like in his 20s.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I started noticing it. You know, we all did, and I suspected it also. And he was never diagnosed, and he wouldn't. He just didn't want to go. He tried to go to get, you know, help.
it was too much of a hassle.
And yeah, it was too much of a hassle for him, and he would never go through with it.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, we very much suspected it because just the things that, he just did, you know.
Did you have something like a particular situation that happened in late teens that kicked you off into thinking that?
Uh, it could have possibly been late teens. Yeah, it could have.
Yeah,
Uh,
because the number 18 keeps coming up in my head.
right. Yeah, it could have been. Yeah. Uh, you know, uh, trying to think. There was a lot going on with him, There was a lot going on with him from early adult, like, and into.
Well, this particular instance that I'm talking about is that, you know, he, it seemed like he was fine, you know, you know, one day, and then he woke up and it was like he was a whole different other person.
Well,
It was
yeah,
like you were talking to somebody different.
yeah. I, there was drugs and alcohol involved with him
Okay.
also, and that uh, that created a lot of tension between me and him. And
I think that is some of that feeling that I'm getting in the top of my ribs
hmm
because it kind of lessened just for a second and
okay,
then it came right back.
right, yeah. See, I don't know when you're talking to me if I should give you more information, like, or just hear what you have to say.
You're more than welcome to tell me anything,
hmm
but if whenever I sit there and ask for you to stop, that's because I don't want to affect anything else that comes through.
Right, and that's why I just
So yeah,
don't really
it's fine to
want,
do that.
yeah, to,
Because that kind of keeps me on track.
yeah.
And, that can also give me other questions to ask
hmm
as well.
Okay.
Okay. There was something about a hidden thing that they were doing, but it was one of the other personalities that took over that was
Okay.
doing it. They're just like, no, she don't even know that.
I can understand that too.
They want me to tell you that, but then they're pulling it back right afterwards. So that means that, this is that other personality pulling that back and taking it out of the range.
Yeah, I can understand that. There's stuff that I suspect it might be going on, but never was told about it. Never.
Now, I'm just going to kind of blurt this out. It
hmm
had to do with sexual stuff,
Well,
whatever that is. I'm getting it that way. It's like this other personality, whenever it comes in, it kind of bullies all the other ones
right.
and pushes them out of the way and says, this is what we're doing. And they go off and they go run.
It-
Um, but
yeah, maybe I
th-
don't want to know about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I said, and something that I also told Heather, it's almost like when certain ones come forward,
Right.
they just, all the other ones don't know anything about what happened.
Okay.
So, that, with it being unintegrated into becoming one personality, they kind of do their own little thing sometimes.
I see. Yeah.
Okay, I think it just starting to loop back again.
Okay.
So, which usually is, okay, this is all that I've got to tell you, kind of instance.
Yeah.
Um, but hopefully this has helped.
It has. It has helped a lot.
Okay. Can
Yeah.
I ask what it actually was about? I think it was about your son, but I don't know exactly what you were wanting to get out of it.
I just, I I mean, I got a lot from this, but the fact that he said he loved me because one of my um, one of the things that, and it may be what you you said I was almost obsessed with, is the day that he took his life. I got home from work and he had called me and wanted me to bring a pan to him because, and I was living in St. Matthews then, and he was in Butchertown, and I worked right around the corner from there. So I said, well, just swing by work and get it, or I'll drop it off. But the one thing that I could not remember when I talked to him is if I told him I loved him, because that night he took his life. And we always told each other we loved each other. But a
Yeah,
lot of, and we weren't mad at each other that night. So we weren't having any issues that night. Sometimes we would get angry with each other and, hang up on each
yeah,
other. And then later on call each other. One of us would call the other and,
yeah.
apologize. But I couldn't remember if I told him I loved him. And
Well, he knows it.
I know, and I'm pretty sure I probably did, but it was just one of the things I obsessed with, is that did I tell him I loved him?
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference if you told him or not. He knows it
But
because
yeah,
if he didn't, he wouldn't have said it.
I know. So that verified for me that he knew I loved him, and we all love him. We still love him. And I wasn't, I mean, it wasn't necessarily, I was hoping I might hear something from him. But it wasn't necessarily that I had to hear something from him or
Yeah,
from someone else, or if anybody,
yeah.
it was
Um,
just,
I do gotta ask. Do you smell his cologne?
oh, no, because he never really wore cologne. He didn't have good, his hygiene was not the greatest.
Okay, because
But I
yeah,
do
I'm
occasionally.
getting a particular smell that is associated with him
Right.
that you sometimes get a whiff of.
I do occasionally get a smell that
Okay.
it makes me notice, because I'm thinking it feels like when I smell that he's near,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that is him.
I have had that happen quite a few times.
Yeah, he comes and visits every once in a while.
Well, we I know that. I feel that. But yeah, yeah, I do smell them every now and
But
which is a
because I didn't smell it. They just let me know, yes, you know,
uh,
they do this.
right, yeah. Yeah.
It's just a acknowledgement kind of thing. So,
Yes.
I wanted to make sure that, whenever you did smell this particular smell, that was him around you.
Right. And yeah, I do know that. I do feel that and uh sense it. I feel sometimes like he's just watching me.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's yeah, I feel like he's just watching me sometimes.
Like from across the room.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, and
Because
it
I get this feeling like he's in another room, but you're like on the couch or something like
right,
that. And
right.
that's across that room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can I ask you to do me a favor?
Okay.
Whenever you get that, just acknowledge him and say,
Okay.
"Hey, I know you're there."
Okay.
That's a thing for him. Because you know, whenever he was here, he always didn't quite felt like he was seen, but that was because he was being seen by, or that I'm going to say they because there's so many of them, but
Yeah.
that, you know, that each one of them was not being seen, but the main person was being seen, and that's their way of letting you know. But
y-
I,
Yeah,
I think that's all that I've got for it. I'm glad that it did help.
it did. It helped a lot.
So, okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go.
All right. Well, thank you, and y'all have a good day.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
As you can tell, that was a pretty moving read. That um, I want to say thank you again, Darlene, for sharing not just the recording with me, but your donation and your energy and basically your privacy. Um, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. And if you guys would like to have a read from me, please drop me a line. I will, try to get back to you as soon as I can. And hope you enjoy the read. Bye.